Steeler football is almost back. Big Deke news. It looks like we're going to be seeing a new player out there for the Steelers in this upcoming matchup against the Packers. His name? Tariq Carpenter.
Who?
Dude was drafted in 2022 in the 7th round by the team we're going to be going up against, the Green Bay Packers. So you always love that revenge element being at play there. Was a safety for Green Bay in his rookie season, appeared in few games, but was mainly a special teamer. This offseason underwent the process of converting from safety to linebacker, added some weight, and then ended up on the Steelers practice squad. And now we're elevating him for this game.
Do you have any indication that you might get
Oh yeah, I'm up. I got my bag right here, so I guess that means I'm up. Really, emotions just come. Really, just I get to put on that Steeler jersey. I can actually say that I'm a Steeler. So really, just gotta go out there, just put everything on tape, make sure I be able to put it on again at the end of the day. Really, just try to solidify myself.
Worst case, he doesn't see the field, but could probably give us some hints and tips on what the Packers defense is doing. Hell, even the offense or special teams. That's not going to hurt because the Packers special teams with Rich Bisaccia over there, they got a pretty good return man. Could spell some problems, so it's not going to hurt having a dude that was in the Packers system, played special teams for them last year. And this move makes sense because we are hurting at the inside linebacker position with our depth. Elandon Roberts actually just got a knee injury. It looks like he's going to be good to go, but with Cole Holcomb being on IR, out for the season, all we got is Elandon Roberts, Quan Alexander, and Mark Robinson. So bringing up Carpenter for the added linebacker depth, who knows, maybe he'll see some snaps there. But also as a guy that can play some special teams and knows the team that we're going up against, all that factors into why this call-up, this elevation makes sense. So we all know Carpenter is going to be making his first appearance as a Steeler this Sunday. But let's also take a look at who's going to be out, the injury reports for both teams. And we got some really good news if you're a Steeler fan, because 2 stars for the Packers defense are going to be missing. And the first one is cornerback Jace Alexander, and the second is inside linebacker Quay Walker. My reaction to this is cool. Obviously, it does favor the Steelers. It should give us an advantage in winning the game, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves and celebrate early or anything, because we still have 4 quarters of football, a full game to be played tomorrow. And we know what happens with this shit at times. Overlook an opponent. You think there's no way the Steelers are going to lose this thing. The opponent's all banged up. They're lesser. It's just, there's no way. There's no way we shouldn't come out of the stadium with a dub. And then all of a sudden, a Tomlin loss happens. So, got to keep your head on a swivel. Not worry about who's playing, who's in and out for the Packers. Focus on ourselves. Execute. Do what we got to do. And whether Jace Alexander and Quay Walker, we're going to be in or not, we should be taking care of business. But on our side, we got Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's out. And also Montravius Adams. Everyone else, there's no injury designation. So we're relatively healthy going into this one. I'll take it. But last topic for today, and this kind of fits in nicely with the theme of this whole episode because it has to do with Steelers and Packers again. We had former Steelers tight end Jace Sternberger.
Who?
Talk about his time in Pittsburgh and what it was like learning the offense and how it's different from some of his other stops in the NFL, like Green Bay. So have a listen to hear what he says, and we'll react to it.
When I got there, the playbook, like the details, it was night and day. Like, I can't even say night and day. Like, it was night, and then you want to go back 10 years in the past. Like, when I say, like, the concepts are every team runs the same concepts, just
Right.
different verbiage, different styles. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the drawings, like how it was installed was like they had the intern, or not the intern, the assistant draw with a Sharpie and a pen. Then they made him go down to the coffee room on break time, print copies. Like, the details on the assignment were nothing. It was literally like 5 yards. You're running a stick, we're going to draw it vertical and flat. Like, LaFleur, his off, like I kept his playbook just as a treasure because I'm like, if I ever wanted to coach, like, one, I would steal everything from this. But 2, like, the organization, the details, where, like I said, if it's to the boundary, you're +4 outside the hash on this play. You need to be thinking this. Like, we would have to do tests in Green Bay. I would have to do more because I was a rookie and I was kind of a hard head at times. So they're like, Jace, you got to learn more. Like, we have to trust you. So I'm taking school tests every week, doing my little, and they don't want. It's not little answers where Matt Canada. It's like, hey, what do you have on this? Oh, I have a 5-yard slant, or I have a corner route. No, Green Bay. It's, hey, I have a 5-yard slant. If it's pressed, I have to give time to let the inside guy run his fade. Like, you have to give 3 or 4 coaching points every assignment, and so learning all these other places was really. No, I'm not gonna say easy because everything's difficult. Buffalo's offense is insane as well, details. But Green Bay's, you know what I'm saying, it was just so super detailed. Going to Pittsburgh was just it was actually harder to learn because I'm like, why are we doing this?
Steelers players got to use this as motivation, right? To stick up for Matt Canada and win this game for Canada, almost like the Jets did whenever they played the Broncos. Remember, Sean Payton in the offseason was shitting on Jets offensive coordinator Nat Hackett for the job that he did with the Broncos and their offense. And the Jets, rallied around Hackett and said, you know what, we're going to win this one for him. And they eventually did. So, Steeler players, this one's for Matt Canada, right? But in all seriousness, I got 2 takeaways from Sternberger's comments here. One, I'd bet good money that despite everything he was saying about the behind-the-scenes stuff and, you know, how the Steelers do their offensive approach during the week and how they write shit up, the Steelers offense will outplay the Packers offense this week. So how much does that really matter on Sunday? You guys could ask yourself that. But at the same time, this is a legitimate criticism of Canada. This is a legitimate indictment on Canada and his tenure here as the Steelers offensive coordinator. Like, dude, literally your job is to get this offense, the players, the scheme, whatever it is, in the best situation possible. I know it ultimately does come down to players playing, but your job is to put them in the best situation that you possibly can to have success. And there are legit questions and criticisms on Canada for doing that throughout his Steeler tenure. Now, again, since the bye this year, I think he's done a decent job. Since the bye last year to the end of 2022, I thought he did a decent job. But could he be better? Is there more potential that could be had with this offense? I think all that is still on the table for sure. We have to see how the rest of this season plays out before we get a definitive answer or a definitive thing on whether or not Canada should be back in 2024. Right now, I'm leaning no. But if all of a sudden this offense starts going off for 25 plus a game and we're winning, we end up 12-5, make a deep playoff run, who knows? I think we would all be changing our tune and we would be asking different questions. But end of the day, I think there is veracity to what Sternberger is saying here. But at the same time, with us having Matt Canada as the OC this upcoming Sunday versus Matt LaFleur, a guy that's considered, you know, a QB guru, an offensive guru, I still think we're going to outplay them. I think we're going to outplay them on both sides of the ball. But you get my point. Mixed reaction, I guess, to Sternberger's comments. That's it for this edition of Big Deke News on a Saturday. Enjoy college football today. Enjoy the Steelers-Packers game tomorrow. Stay safe out here. Have a great rest of the weekend, and peace.